The
Hello?
live stream is ready, so I will start recording and we're good to go.
Yeah, thank you, Audrey. I'll call the meeting to order. The West Perth Committee of Adjustment convenes at 4:37 to consider an application for a minor variance of lands owned by Jeff Broadhagen and Pam Davis, known as a Park Lot 18, Plan 339, Mitchell Ward, Municipality of West Perth, 183 Napier Street. Could I have a, maybe I'll ask first, does any member of the committee have a pecuniary interest? You can declare it now or later on if you need to. Could I have a couple members of the committee to move and second that we accept the agenda as presented?
I'll move,
Dean,
Mr. Chair.
Yes. Thank you, Dean, and Alex will second that. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Thank you. And Diane, if you're opposed, please just speak up. Could I have a couple people now to move the Committee of Adjustment minutes from our July 31st, 2023 meeting?
I can
Philip,
move that.
yeah, thank you. And Alex will second that. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried as well too. Just a reminder for everyone on the committee and anybody in the public that any decision reached by this committee this afternoon can't be used as a precedence in the future. So I'll now call on the Secretary and Treasurer to advise the purpose of the meeting this afternoon and how notice was given to the area residents. Dan, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Chair, and good evening, committee members. The purpose of this public meeting of the West Perth Committee of Adjustment is to allow for the presentation of an application for a minor variance and to allow interested members of the public the opportunity to ask questions or offer comments regarding this application. Any member of the public that would like to be notified in writing of the Committee of Adjustment's decision on this application are to provide their name and mailing address to clerk@westperth.com. This will also entitle you to be advised of a possible Ontario Land Tribunal hearing in the event the decision on this application is appealed. Notice was sent by regular mail on August 4th, 2023 to property owners within 60 meters of the subject property and to those agencies requiring notice.
Thank you, Dan. Just to give everybody an overview of how the meeting would go. So we'll first hear from the planner. Then if the applicant or agent has any comments, and then committee members and members of the public in that order, and then we'll try to come to a decision after that. So first I'll call on the Perth County Planner, John Bice, to present the report for the committee for this application. John, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair and committee members and members of the public. Perhaps I'll share my screen real quick.
We can see your screen.
Perfect. Can you see the slideshow view?
Yes. No. We're still in PowerPoint with the slides on the side, but not that that's critical, but
okay. We'll proceed then.
Yep.
So this minor variance application is for A04 2023. The applicants are Jeff Broadhagen and Pam Davis. Property is located at 183 Napier Street. It is on the east side of Napier Street, across the street from the Ritz Villa. The applicants are requesting a variance for the purpose of constructing an addition above their garage to accommodate an additional bedroom. The addition is proposed to match existing roof lines and floor heights with the current house. The minor variance is required to address a deficient side yard setback. The Mitchell Residential R1 zone requires that two-story dwellings where an attached garage is provided shall have an interior side yard setback of 2.4 meters. The addition is proposed to match the existing setback at 1.76 meters. So therefore, the relief being sought is from 2.4 to 1.76, which is a total of 0.64 meters, or about 2.1 feet. The existing setback at 1.76 meters is a permitted side yard setback distance, as the West Perth zoning bylaw allows 1.5 meters for 1 story. When determining which side yard requirement should apply, the maximum height of that part of the dwelling nearest the side lot line shall prevail. So this is why that 1.76 meters was permitted, and now with the addition would not be. So the addition will bring 2 stories to that part of the dwelling nearest the side lot line, hence the need for the variance. So section 45(1) of the Planning Act outlines 4 tests that a committee of adjustment must review when considering a minor variance. The first one is, does it conform with the official plan? The variance requested would allow for rehabilitation, of the existing housing stock and is therefore in keeping with the Mitchell Ward official plan. The next test is, does it conform with the zoning bylaw? The subject property is within the R1 zone. Minimum side yard setbacks in residential zone categories serves the purpose of maintaining consistent sizing and built form for these dwellings. It also serves the purpose of ensuring privacy considerations are maintained and that access to any rear yards is achievable. So the proposed addition meets all other requirements in the West Perth zoning bylaw. The minor variance application maintains the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw, and staff are of that opinion. Back here. So the third test is it minor? So the determination on whether a request is minor is not simply a numerical consideration, but it rather reflects the impacts of the proposed change. Planning staff consider the 0.64 meter or approximately 2 foot change to be minor in nature, since no significant impacts are anticipated to either the subject lands or the adjacent lands. So the proposed addition will not encroach any further into the interior side yard than what we see today. The proposed addition drawings show no new southerly facing windows on that second story. Therefore, additional privacy concerns that would correspond with a 2-story dwelling encroaching within a side yard setback are mitigated. The proposed reduction to the interior side yard does not further reduce the compliance or the applicant's ability to reach their rear yard. Therefore, the variance is considered minor. The final test is it appropriate development for the site and the surrounding areas? So Napier Street does have large numbers of low density dwellings that appear to encroach specifically close to interior side yards. This is due to the older nature of the neighborhood and the homes in the area. The proposal is to match the existing roof lines with what is existing currently. No negative impacts are anticipated on the neighborhood. Therefore, the variance is considered minor and appropriate for the use of the land. As Dan had mentioned, public notice was given. It was given on August 4th, 2023. And as of today, we have not received any comments from any members of the public. Planning staff therefore recommends approval of the minor variance, and I can take any questions.
Thank you very much, John. So I'll maybe first start with the applicant. If you could stop sharing your screen, John, that'd be great. I'll maybe first start with the applicant. Do you have any further comments, Jeff?
Not really. I guess the is we're going on the same foundation. What we're doing, we're just going up. So that's where we're at and we need this to make it happen, I guess, like
Great. Does any members of the committee have any comments or questions? All right. And then I'll give an opportunity for members of the public to ask any comments or questions. Thank you. So that'll bring the discussion portion to a close. Thank you, everybody, for your attendance. We'll move into the decision portion of the meeting. So I'll read out the recommendation that the committee is to consider, that the West Perth Committee of Adjustment approve the minor variance application A03-2023 submitted by R&E Vanden Ness. Am I reading the wrong one right now? Audrey, yes, I will say, is it 04 that we're approving? Dan, or could you help me out on that one?
Sorry, yes, 04-2023.
Yes, great, thank you. And submitted by Jeff Broadhagen and Pam Davis. And I'll just scroll back and forth for a second. For lands described as Park Lot 18, Plan 339, Mitchell Ward, Municipality of West Perth, so 183 Napier Street. And let me just scroll back, that the following conditions, and please, if I'm reading some wrong conditions that apply to the last one and not this one, please stop me, Dan, that the following conditions apply, that the minor variance only applies to the.
Yeah, Chair, that'll be
that
the last one, sorry.
Yeah. So that the owner obtains the necessary building permits within 2 years of approval. So I described the lot and that the owner obtained the necessary building permits. So that's what we're here to make a decision on. Does any members of the committee have any other comments? If not, then I would take a mover and a seconder. Alex will move it. Could I have a seconder, please? Phil, yeah, appreciate that. Any last comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Thank you very much. So I'll just advise the decision, the reasons for the decision that the committee made, that the minor variance is hereby granted for the following reasons: that the relief requested is a minor in nature. It is required for appropriate development of the property. It maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan, and it maintains the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw. That concludes the meeting. Thank you. Could I have a couple people to adjourn the meeting tonight? Alex and Dean, all those in favor? Anybody opposed? The West Perth Committee of Adjustment hereby closes the public held meeting pursuant to section